everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my one and only Preptober video. You may have a few questions. What is Preptober? Why are you only doing one? So if you're new to this kind of Preptober idea, essentially Preptober is the full month of October where you take your time to kind of get ready for the month of November. November is NaNoWriMo, or also known as National Novel Writing Month. So from November 1st to November 30th, you try to write about 50,000 words of a first draft in that time span. So the whole month of October is kind of dedicated to, outlining, planning, and generally getting ready for November. To answer the second question, the reason that I'm only doing one is because this is really my first attempt at doing any type of Preptober work, because for the most part, I'm kind of a pantser. I like to just go into the story with a general idea of what I'm going to write and go write it. For this Preptober video, I'm going to talk about 4 different areas that I would like to prep in order to hopefully be successful for the month of November. The first area that I'm going to prep is to try to do a somewhat of an outline for my novel. My novel is going to be a young adult contemporary that focuses on female friendship, sexuality, and mental health. I think it's very important to talk about these topics. The novel that I'm going to write is partially own voices as well as own experience that I've had working with individuals, particularly teenagers in foster care and therapy sessions. So I'm going to try to write a bit of an outline just so that I get some major plots down for my novel. Now, like I said, I am kind of a pantser overall, but last year there were a few things that I really wanted to put in my novel, and as I was writing it, I completely forgot. And the one is essentially a crucial part that I have to go back and add in, and I think if I planned it a little better, I wouldn't have to rearrange so much stuff when I go to edit it now, but it is what it is. I'm not regretting anything because I still wrote 56,000 words last year in the month of November, which was more than I ever had with that particular story ever. So other than preparing the outline, the second area that I'm going to prepare is my calendar. So I did print out a kind of calendar so I can hang it up. And there, I'm going to try to essentially predict my word count goals for the month, any type of barrier that might come in the way, as well as some of the writing nights that I'm going to schedule with my friend Caitlin. And there is also regional NaNoWriMo groups. You could check the NaNoWriMo website if you have any local. I'm hit or miss with those because sometimes I just like to get in comfy clothes, be in my house, and just write. But other times I do like to try to be a little bit more social and go to those events. Last year was the first time I ever attempted to go to one. I think I successfully made 2. And the one, it was only me and one other person because everyone else either got sick or couldn't come for weather or something crazy. So I'm going to attempt to go to those, but we will see. I'm not making any promises. If I do go, I will try to vlog as much as possible. So yeah, so the second part is my calendar. The third part is going to be my environment. Now, in my last writing vlog, I did talk about kind of setting up my environment, so I'll just kind of skim through that, but essentially it's not going to change much. And then the fourth and final one is kind of like a miscellaneous category, and I feel like it'll change for person to person, but for me in particular, I am going to prepare my writing fuel. So that could be any kind of beverages, any kind of snacks, and just general like treats that I'm going to give myself for making my word goals. So there you have it. Those are kind of the categories that I'm going to be doing in this video. And to start, I'm going to jump right into my outline. So wish me luck because I suck at outlining. So I have no idea how successful this is going to be, but I'm going to give it a good try. Okay, so I did kind of make an outline-ish. I think it's more like things that I just want to talk about in this novel rather than a real true outline. But for now, I'm going to dub it Project Hope because essentially the main theme of this book is to like get help, become who you need to be, and, you know, just generally have hope for your future. So I'm going to dub it Project Hope. So any kind of NaNoWriMo video from now on, if I say Project Hope, that's referring to this contemporary novel. As I was trying to outline this, I do think my main conflict of this book is probably my weakest point right now, and it's something that I will need to keep in mind as I go forward. That was something that initially happened last year as well, where like I know my main conflict, but trying to write it out was my hardest part. So I know that it needs work. I know the general direction that I want to go in, especially with the main character kind of struggling to accept who she is and that she needs help with her mental health. But how to execute that is where I think I'm going to need a little bit more work. So that's something that I'm going to keep in mind, which is why I highlighted it for my outline. But hopefully I'm going to be able to refer to this, and I think I will probably do either a strikeout or a different color highlight when I actually hit those parts. So yeah, I think that was, I mean, everything for me is successful when I try to plan something, because that's not who I am. Which is really ironic considering that anything else in my life, anything, if I don't have a plan set in place at least 24 hours in advance, I have a really hard time going forth with anything. So if someone tries to drop something on me in a minute, I just have panic attacks because I'm like, no, this was not my plan. So the fact that I can't do this for my novels is just irony at its fullest for me. Maybe that's something that as I write and continue to grow as an author, I will be able to master at some point. So with my outline out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into my calendar. Some background for my calendar, as I already mentioned. I am going to look up the NaNoWriMo events that are for our region, and I'm going to write those into the calendar. I already mentioned I'm going to put some barriers in, so things that I have upcoming or planned that will take away from writing time, or like will make me really think about, okay, do I have to meet so many words before this barrier happens? Or do I have to just, wake up earlier, stay up a little bit later, etc. Me and Caitlin already said that we are going to meet up every Thursday night to write and push ourselves. So we're going to have our own little write-ins. I know I don't have a lot of followers, but it would be cool, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, to do some live write-ins that way. Something to think about. So I'm going to put all those in, and I'm just going to put my target word count goals for each week, kind of. Hey guys, so I think I got a good start to my calendar. As you can see here, I've tried to color code everything because I'm a neurotic mess. Essentially anything in red is things that I know I have coming up that could pose a problem when getting my word goals in. So for instance, on the 2nd, I am doing a 10-mile or so Spartan race in New Jersey. So it's probably going to take up quite a bit of time because I think it's a little less than 2 hours, I think, from where I live, but we have if I'm going to be generous, 2-hour drive there, 2-hour drive back, plus however long it takes me to run the course itself. So this year in particular, I am doing my first super Spartan race. I've only done a sprint before, and the last time I did a Spartan sprint was about 3 years ago. So it should be fun. But because I'm doing this, I have no idea if I'm even going to be in the mood to write when I get home, because I might just be dead and want to go right to bed. So I'm going to see how all this goes. But because of that, my goal to get on the first day is going to be 5,000 words. It's quite a lot, I know. But I feel like if I just get that pop going, if I don't write anything on day 2, it'll be golden. I'm also going to Philadelphia for the second weekend, so I can bring my laptop, but because I'm going to go see a friend who moved to Philly and I don't get to see her that often, I really don't want to take too much time away from our time together to write. However, I wake up quite early most days, especially when I'm not sleeping in my own bed. So if I wake up at 6 a.m. and she's still sleeping, that's my time to get some writing in. So I might bring my laptop anyway. The third weekend, I know I'm on call for work, so I might just get phone calls, or I might have to respond to emergencies that will take away from writing time. I also have on here Thanksgiving, of course, and I'm also supposed to be having a get-together with my friends, either the Friday or the Saturday. I put a question mark right now because I'm not sure exactly what day it's going to be. But by that point, I should hopefully have 50,000 words, if not over that count. My word count goals are just kind of general. I feel like where I should be reaching. So my first day for 5,000. By the 7th, I'm hoping to hit 15,000 K. By the 16th, I'm hoping to have 25K. By the 23rd, 40K. And then by the 30th, 50K. Now, obviously, they're just kind of guesses. I would really hope that, maybe even by the time I get to the 23rd, I would have over 40K already. So they're just kind of like almost just reminders of like, these are your goals. Like you could make 50K, like if you get there. The pinkish, which is, I thought it was supposed to be purple. Like this is the marker color, but it comes out pink. I don't know why. But the pink is, I just wrote it as group write, but that's the night that me and Caitlin are going to get together to write. I put the placeholder there for 6 p.m. every week on Thursday. But with both of our jobs, it might be later than that. Sometimes it might be earlier. And then the blue is the regional activities that are going on for our area. So I'm really hoping that the Friday ones, because they're 1 to 4, I'm hoping I will be able to make those. But with my job, I don't really know. I might be able to pop in and do like an hour or 2. But those would be my best ones to do. There's also one on Monday and there's one on Saturday. And I think this one would probably be another good one, the Saturday one. The Mondays are hard because I have so many clients who go to school and I have to do later sessions. So I'm really excited. The only thing that's not on here is these 2 highlights. So I have the green for days that I make my word count goal, which I'm just using the standard like 1,667 words per day in order to meet 50K by the end of the month. So if I hit that goal, I'm going to highlight the day as green. If I don't hit that goal, I'm going to make it purple. I have no red, which I thought I actually did have a red highlight, but I don't. So it's going to be purple. Again, it's more of just a motivator to kind of say, oh, like, hopefully if I see all these greens on there, I'm going to keep wanting to write and motivate myself. I love a challenge. So I'm very excited that I'm being organized by this. Okay, so now we're on to number 3 of my list, and that is my general environment. So I'm going to take you on a little tour. Now this room is tiny, but it's perfect for me, and it really gets me in that writing flow. But if you watched my last writing vlog where I kind of challenged myself to write every day at 6 a.m., I pretty much talked about what my goal is for my writing environment, so nothing is really going to change. So as you can see, this is my desk. This is where I do all of my writing. I love to set a candle and kind of get that ambiance in my room. I always have a cup of coffee, a cup of water, a cup of tea, a cup of wine, you name it. That's always kind of my companion, and I typically have some kind of writing snack. I love to set my fairy lights on to kind of give that further bit of atmosphere to write. I did have fairy lights over here, these ones in particular, but I ran out of batteries. So I do think I need to fix those. And I do like to keep my space as clean as possible. Obviously, I'm doing this video now, so I have a bit of stuff over here. but for the most part, I always try to keep a organized and clean space. The only thing that I really didn't talk about is, again, my music choices. When I like to write, I do like to listen to music. Typically what I do is I will set up my Pandora station to Lindsey Sterling Pandora. I customize that one. So it obviously has Lindsey Sterling's violin music, as well as people who are very similar to her genre. It has movie scores. My favorites to write to are the Thor Ragnarok, the Inception soundtrack, and the Wonder Woman soundtrack. All of them have really good vibes and just really get me in the mood to write a good scene. I also like to put the video game music into that playlist as well. So I have music from Final Fantasy, music from Kingdom Hearts, Zelda, and a few other random ones that kind of pop in there. Occasionally, Pokemon will pop up, but I typically downvote that because it's just like so random most of the time that it takes me out of the story that I'm writing. And depending on who and when I'm writing, there is a Discord group for our region, and when we are writing for Nano, we can jump in that Discord group and we can just do word sprints on our own, as well as if I can't make a write-in physically, I can also join on the Discord group and we'll send links to each other to do write-ins. So I do like to do word sprints for typically 15 to 20 minutes are my favorite types of word sprints, especially if I'm doing them with other people. So I will do that through the NaNoWriMo website, or I will just set a timer through Google and write for however long. If I'm doing them by myself, I typically will do 30 minutes where I just sit in my element and just write. So that is essentially my environment. Like I said, I love kind of being in this room to write because, I mean, you're inspired by all the books on the shelves. I'm just kind of in my own little world. This is in the basement of my house, so it literally is very quiet overall. My husband does have an office down here as well, but for the most part, he doesn't use it as much as I use mine. So that's my environment. I know that some people swear by keeping the same environment, like every time they write. That's not really exactly true for me. While I do like this environment, I go to Caitlin's house to write quite often, and we typically sit at her kitchen table. Depending on the time of year or what we're doing, I also use my own dining room table to write. Last year, I did a lot in my living room because I would either try to spend some time with Greg while he's playing video games, or we would like throw on a show that I didn't really have to pay too much attention to, and I would write while we were watching the show. And I'm pretty comfortable taking my laptop, picking up, and going anywhere. So I did go to the write-ins last year. I've written in like Starbucks and stuff like that before. In the past, when Caitlin and I would try to get together, we did Dunkin' Donuts before I had my own home. So I don't really swear by my location, but if I'm going to choose, it's going to be in this room. So that leaves me to part number 4, and part number 4 is my writing fuel. Now, as I said, I kind of have very particular taste on what I like, and I love snacks, but I will say I like the unhealthy variety as well as the healthy variety. I already have a ton of almonds that I've been saving up because almonds are expensive. So I bought them like all when I had like good deals or good sales. So I have like coconut flavored almonds. I have cocoa dusted almonds. I think I have like lightly salted and salt and vinegar or something. So I have all those. I have cuties, like the little oranges. I have those for some writing fuel. And then I just think, with trying to like get myself motivated, that I need to go buy my own snacks. So let's go do that. Hi everyone. So I am here with Caitlin. Do you want to be on camera? Hi. We're gonna go get my prep snacks / NaNoWriMo snacks. And I can't figure out how to get this camera to stop there. I don't know what I'm doing. All I really know is that I want coffee and Sour Patch Kids, and that's not really a good form. Oh God, there's a car coming. I should probably move and stop sitting in the middle of the road.
It's just my dead-end street.
Yeah, but still people might judge me. So I'm gonna vlog as much as I can. It might be an interesting because I don't know what I'm doing. I just want snacks for NaNoWriMo. And that's my mission with Caitlin tonight. So we're going to see how this goes. And, getting snacks is a crucial part of Preptober. Okay. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Oh God,
there's a light.
There's
and
light.
Everything. I am the Irene to your Gabby. Just talk to me.
Yeah, so we're at a red light special. What? But Caitlin just had this brilliant idea because I was gonna go get some wine for like my late night writing sessions when I'm not on call, and I was like, oh, we're just gonna go to the wine and spirit
Or when
store.
I'm visiting.
Yeah, when you're visiting too. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know if you wanted to go to like one of the local wineries and get wine. And I'm like, you're a goddamn genius.
I am.
So now I think we're just, this is an adventure. I mean, this might just be a blog in and of itself. I don't even know at this point. So I'll be back. We stopped at our first winery. That is not the winery. Oh, your hair looks really purple in my light.
Yay!
There's the winery. There's it again. Okay, I probably shouldn't film in here. Okay, we bought 2 wines each. I got this spiced cranberry, which was absolutely phenomenal. And I got a blackberry and blueberry combination wine. And I might end up going to like the normal store next week and getting like a Moscato or something. Because that's who I am as a person. So now on to the snacks. I think we probably need dinner as well.
We should probably eat dinner at some point.
Yeah, but yeah, so so wine is down. Now I gotta go get snacks. I don't know what to get, but here we go.
You want me filming?
No.
Okay.
I'm walking through Wegmans.
Get it.
I'm really struggling.
I can see that.
It's just, there's so many, but I'll do what, baby.
Oh gosh. Look over here too, baby. Right here.
You got this. I have faith in you. You scoop those watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
It's gonna end up being like $10. Enter item. Oh, there's an item number.
Oh boy.
79793.
Can you make your friend reach to the back of the fridge?
Trying to get it.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, let's see. How can we conceivably?
Do you need it to be knocked? Do you want me to go? I might have longer arms.
Alright, you try.
Oh gosh. I don't want to put my head in here though.
Oh, I put my head in there.
I'm sorry, but is there something different here? Okay, would you be able to answer the question?
Victory.
So that's a chance. We're looking for an ultra fast. No, not the ultra pasteurized, but the other.
Okay.
Victory.
Boy. So that might have been a little bit of a mess. It was certainly interesting to vlog in public, especially for like the first time I really tried it. We got maybe a few weird stares, but for the most part, no one really paid as much attention. But as far as the things that I got, I just figured I would do like essentially a candy haul because that is what it is. But I did stop at the one of the local wineries. I will say for where I live, we are very, very lucky because there are so many local wineries and they all have excellent wine. Particularly for me, I do like my wine on the sweeter side, and there's not too many. Like if you go to like, I've never been to California, but if you go to Napa Valley, I just feel like a lot of those you think more of like the drier wines, and that's really not my style. I like a little bit of a sweeter taste to it. As I get older, I'm not like, I used to love like the dessert wines that are like in your face sweetness. I have backed off, but for the most part, something with a little bit more taste is for me. So I did get 2 bottles while I was at the winery, and the first one is a spiced cranberry. It's a red, and it's just essentially, it was some kind of like mixed, like cranberry with a couple spices and something else, like maybe like blood orange or something. I don't know. It was so good. So I had to get a bottle of this. So the second bottle, I just realized I bought the wrong one. So my goal was to get black and blue, which was a blackberry blueberry combination, and it's one of my favorite wines from this company. I just got blueberry. sad. They must have put it in the wrong spot. But I'm not even mad though, because this pretty much any of their sweet wines at this place are phenomenal. So I can't really be mad. Maybe I'll just use that as an excuse to go buy more. But yeah, so now that I'm realizing that this, I would definitely think if I go back, I'd probably get the black and blue as was intended. And I might also consider getting a white, because while I like the red, sometimes they are more prone to give me a headache. And if I'm trying to write and drink a glass of wine, I don't want to get like sick or anything and have to quit earlier than necessary. As far as other beverages go, I also bought myself a specialty coffee. I've never tasted this. My goal, I was initially trying to get like maybe go to TJ Maxx, because I live at TJ Maxx and that store is my life. But we were only at Wegmans and I decided not to draw this like adventure out longer than necessary. So I found Kona Dream. It just looked beautiful. It sounded nice, and it's a medium blend, which is pretty much one of my, like, I like lighter medium blends, though I have been getting into darker blends. So I don't think you could go wrong with right in the middle. So I hope this is good, because this is what I'm going to be fueled by for the month of November. So this is where some of my like ridiculousness comes in. I got a lot of candy. The first I did get was watermelon Sour Patch. I was gonna get regular Sour Patch, but then I decided to get the neon worms. So I got watermelon, these neon worms, and I'm set on my sourness. I also decided to get the, I don't actually know, the caramel creamer things, caramel creams, and a few other ones. There was like a coconut caramel or something one, and just a couple of random things in there, because I love caramel. I also got milk chocolate sea salt caramels, because again, I'm obsessed with caramel, and I really didn't get much chocolate things, so I figured this would kind of give me those like chocolatey, salty taste if I want that. And last but not least, I got candy corn. Come at me now in the comments. I actually do like candy corn, and I just figured it was less than $2 to get this little box, so I figured I might as well just indulge myself a little bit. But yeah, so that's the haul. I'm probably, I mean, as the month goes on, I'm probably gonna go buy like some like chips and stuff like that too, and I'll have to refuel my fruits and those kind of things. But yeah, so that is the end of this kind of Preptober vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm very excited. I got my snacks, my drinks, my calendar, my outline, and I think I've just generally prepped my environment for the best outcome. So I can't wait to dive into NaNoWriMo. This is going to be such an interesting year, because I will not only be writing, but also vlogging for the first time. So I'm just very excited. I would love to know in the comments what you guys do to prepare for NaNoWriMo, if you prepare at all, or if you just wing every single second of it. And let me know if any of our prep styles match up. I would love to also know that. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time for my next video.